Hello Stitchy friends, how are you? My name is Sally. I'm Flossie Sews and Grows here on Instagram. No, here on YouTube and also on Instagram. Um, this is a channel about cross stitch and sometimes other crafty things and sometimes the garden, sometimes not. Welcome. It is Thursday the 2nd of October and I'm here to tie up September. Haven't been with you for about 3 weeks. It's just been busy. It was my birthday last week, so that would have been my normal day to film, but just had quite a relaxing day actually. It was Friday with Simon. We just kind of did a bit of pottering and went out for a lovely dinner in the evening. And then on the Saturday went out for a spectacular dinner with some friends. Really, really good food. Yeah, so it's been a busy time, but so thank you for joining me. I appreciate it's busy for you too, and all the floss tubes that you could watch, so thank you for coming and stopping with me. If you're a regular visitor, welcome back, great to see you again. But if you're new, thank you for finding me, thank you for staying for the first minute. It'd be great if you could stay to the end, and if at the end you've enjoyed listening to me waffle, I would love it if you would subscribe. Just keeps me going. If I can see my subscriptions going up, I'm like, yeah, people are still listening, people are tuning in, it's worth keeping going. It also notifies you when I have a new floss tube up, which, you know, is great. So I've got lots to talk to you about, although yeah, I have got on and done quite a bit of stitching, and obviously it's been my birthday, so I've got a little bit of a few birthday gifts to show you. And I did in my last floss tube talk to you about I said I'd show all my Halloween fully finishes, and I've got them here in a box, and we'll just see how we get on for time. It's before work, so we'll see if I can get it all get done and filmed before work, and include that box of finishes. So yeah, and I did have a giveaway on my last episode. Now I didn't get as many views on that episode as I normally would get on a normal floss tube, so just thinking maybe YouTube didn't push it out as much. But if you haven't watched that one, go and have a watch. There's a few charts at the end that I do as a giveaway. I've got lots of entries, but it really was just to say thank you to my subscribers. So I would love it if everybody, just to make sure everybody's seen it and has had a chance to enter. So that was floss tube number 65, because this is number 66. So go and watch that one, and I will pull the winners on my next floss tube. So what have we got going on? We'll start with the finish. Yay! Pleased with this one. Let's get the board. Here we are. Only one finish this month. Lots of starts, one finish. So this is Going Coastal by Love Poppet, and I stitched this on a fabric by from Crafty Kate. It's 36 count and it's called Stormy Sky, and I pretty much used all the, just thinking, have I missed some stitches? I was just thinking, have I missed some stitches there at the top? But I don't think I have. I just think yeah, on camera it looked a bit paler than it is. Pretty much used the call for colours. The C, I didn't have quite the right DMC colour, so I think I went up a number, and so yeah, so they're just a number up on the DMC run of aquas, but I think it looks fabulous. Really pleased with it. I think I probably will put it in a hoop, and it will go in my downstairs cloakroom, which is quite sea themed. So really pleased with that. So probably if I'm going to put it in a hoop, it will get fully finished quite quickly for a change. Now I did have a few starts. My first start was the gorgeous Cotton and Twine September 2025 design, and I think it's called the Two Foxes. It's beautiful. So this is from the subscription box that has just gone out, I think. So obviously I get mine a little bit early so that I can show it to you, and I started stitching it a little bit early as well so I could show it on my Instagram before the order cut-off date. So I think people are starting to get these now, and I'm starting to see other people stitching it on Instagram. So it is a design by Crochet Go Go for autumn, and I believe that throughout the next year there will be other seasons released to go with this one. So of course, beautiful threads that come in the, I get the box kindly gifted to me, and in the box comes the linen, but I actually decided to stitch mine on a piece of 36 count, so that's light mocha, so that's just the called for, the fabric that comes with it. It's just slightly lighter, as you can see, not much difference, but this is 32 count, so I decided to go, as you know, I like stitching 1/2 on 36 or 40, so that's what I went with, and that is my progress so far. Beautiful, gorgeous little fox. Though I have to say I did rather a lot of frogging on one of the borders, and I can't remember if it was the, oh, I think it was this, just the very start of it here until I got used to it. Don't know why, just couldn't get into the, I think I was having a bad day. So I think I might have frogged it 2 or 3 times, but it's great. And the fox, he's absolutely gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Now the went instructions, I think I've seen somebody in the Historic Sampler Facebook group say about the back stitching. The went instructions on the leaflet about the back stitching, so I've just used a brown for his whiskers, and then I've just used the white for the little back stitch on his head, and I think that's perfect. I think it looks really good, really pleased with that. Now I don't seem to have a project bag for it. It can just go there for now. Don't know what's happened to the project bag. I must have moved things around. So that was my first start. My second start was Spell of the Moon. So this is from, I don't think this, oh no, this book has got a cover. It's from the Winds of Autumn book by Blackbird. And it's this beautiful, now I've been wanting to stitch this for absolutely ages. And my friend Jen, who's at Jen's Fibre Web on Instagram and also on YouTube, she does a great Flosstube. Really enjoy watching Jen. Please go and have a watch of her. She decided she was going to stitch this as a stitch along as a sal with Steph from Cross Stitch the Globe. Now I can't quite remember what the tag was, so we'll pop it here. I think it's, yeah, it's an owl related one, and Jen's stitching lots of owls this September and into October, and my friend Karen, also from KBH Stitches, was starting this too, so I decided to join in as well. And not a lot of progress, but a start. Here we are. So here's little Owlie. This is on a piece of 40 count linen, and it's a Megan Coffee Craft Fabrics one. So don't know it's one. There's the back, just to show you the mottling on the back is slightly different. So it doesn't have a name. I think I bought it in Stitch in London 2 years ago. But beautiful fabric. The called for are Black Coffee, Classic Colourworks Black Coffee, Gentle Art Harvest Moon, and Wheats Dye Works Pelican Grey. Now the Black Coffee, the equivalent for that is DMC 310, so that's what I've done there. I've got the Pelican Grey, and I'm going to the Chatelaine retreat at the weekend, and Corrie, or Letitia from Corrie's Little Shop, will be there. I might buy the Harvest Moon, but I'll have a look at it, because actually the colour I had from the Tiny Modernist Threadworks colour, do you remember? What was that called? Oh, the little moon one. The thread from that might look really good with that as well. So I might have a look at the Harvest Moon and make a call whether I'll use that or just use something in stash, because I have also got some lovely other fancy flosses that might also suit it quite well. I can't remember the names off the top of my head, but I had a look and thought, yeah, there are some good ones on there. So that was start number 2. We are really rocking and rolling with new starts this in September. I don't think it's going to get any better, I have to say. Start number 3 is the beautiful Blackbird's Autumn by Robin Pickens. And this is the 3rd one I have stitched in this series. So I started with spring, I've done spring, summer, this is autumn, and I started this on the equinox, so the first day of autumn, and then obviously winter I will start in, it'll be December, for the first day of winter. So gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Here is my progress so far. So let me just pull it out. That is the colour of the fabric, I would say. It's beautiful. So it's 36 count. It is a West Green Loft Yarns, and I believe it was a fabric of the month, but it does have a name. It was November 2024 and it's called Pemberley. So absolutely gorgeous colour, and I've stitched all of them on West Green Loft Yarn fabric, but a different colour. I'm really inspired by Amanda at Alba Stitcher with this one, who had stitched hers on different colours, and then she's actually framed them, had them framed all in one big frame, each of the 4, and it looks fantastic. So I may go down that route. We shall see. We shall see. I'm stitching it with predominantly the called for DMC. Doesn't look like there's very many colours there at the moment. I think there might be in other projects. Oh no, here we go. I'd actually, yeah, so there were colours in other projects, and I had some of the colours from the summer, and I knew there were a couple where I didn't actually need very many threads. So I just pulled what I needed and put them on this fabulous little thread keep that I got from Stitch in London last year, which was from Daria Makes. Let me just show you that. So really handy. And then I've just, this has got numbers on it. So I've just on the chart. So I always do a working copy of my chart. So on the chart, I've just, where the DMC number is, I've just written the number so that I know which is which. So yeah, so predominantly the called for, but I think actually there was one I didn't have. So I've got a Weeks Dye Works pumpkin in there instead, because I know that that will look great on the pumpkin. So that is one I have a project bag for, so I can put that one away. Yeah, rapidly running out of project bags, so I'm looking forward to I've got 2 retreats coming up. So this weekend I've got a day place at the Chatelaine retreat, which is in Crewe, so not terribly far to travel, so I'm just going for the day on Saturday, and then the following weekend I'm at Stitch in London, so there should be the opportunity for project bags, hopefully. And then I had a birthday start, so I've got this out and then I've taken it downstairs to stitch on it again, so it's all come out. And so my birthday start, so I was gifted this last year, I think for my birthday, either my birthday or Christmas, can't remember which one, by Elaine, who is Ellie Welly Stitcher. Go and watch her Flosstube. She put a Flosstube out on Monday actually, and we started this together on my birthday, practically at the same time, because we did send each other photos, because she was at the Essex retreat, and on my birthday, once I'd opened all my presents and Felicity had gone to school and I'd had my breakfast, I got up and I'm going to start. So it's the Salem Sisters Apothecary from Primrose Cottage Stitches. And if you can remember, the last time I spoke to you, I couldn't decide which fabric I was going to use, and it was between this purpley green and that green. Well, I went with the green, and I've got a plan for this actually, so I want to stitch that on it, so I think that is actually a better match. So yeah, I got that out just to show you. So all of you that voted for this one, won't be too disappointed. It is going to come in, and I'm probably going to start that quite soon, because I actually can't resist starting it. And I have potentially, I'm going to have thread for it. Now, again, if you can remember, let me show you. I was talking about doing this in DMC 310 because I thought the fabric's just so beautiful. It could just carry off something quite plain. Well, imagine my surprise. It was funny. I hadn't seen any post come in all week. I thought, oh, nobody sent me any cards. And yeah, my other half was at work some days, but some days he doesn't go into work until a bit later. And unbeknownst to me, he had gathered anything that looked like a birthday card. Well, so on my actual birthday, I opened a card from Elaine, and in it were 2 skeins of this beautiful dinky dye silk, and it's called Black Coral. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see the colour that well. It looks, on first sight, it looks like a black, but actually it's a very, very dark purple, I would say. And so there were 2 skeins of this. So of course I've put one on. With silk, do people use floss drop still? What is that? I haven't really used silk before, so I don't really know the best way to store it, but a floss drop for me is a natural thing to use, so I can just pull off 1 strand at a time. Is it the best thing? I don't know. I know lots of people keep them in bags, but I put this, yeah. Help, comment below. Let me know what I should be doing, if I'm doing the right thing or not. Can you see the colour a bit better? Actually, you can, I think, see the colour a bit better with that spread out. So I think hopefully I'll be able to get all of this stitched with that 1 skein, and the Halloween one from that one. Hopefully I'll have the second skein. I'll be able to stitch that one. So that skein's on the floor. So here we are. Here it is. I have stitched quite a lot. Now watch Elaine, she hadn't stitched very much at all. And actually my friend Fanny is joining in with us on this. So Cross Stitch Couture, and Fanny's stitching it with a gorgeous fabric and a sulky. It looks amazing. So go and have a look at her start. And she messaged me last night and said she couldn't put it down. She loved it. I couldn't put it down. And yeah, it's just fantastic. I love it. I love stitching with the silk, and it's really funny actually, because one of my friends, there's 2 sisters that come to Cheshire Stitches, Paula and Steph. Hi Paula and Steph. And really looking forward to seeing them at Stitch in London next weekend. Can't wait. Spend a bit more time with them. But I was chatting to them about this, and Paula loves stitching in silk, and Paula said, oh, you really should stitch it in a silk. It'd be so nice. I was like, no, I'm not going to. I'm just going to use 310 because I don't want to spend the money. I want to start it before I go to the retreat. I'm saving my money for those. And of course, she was right. It just, you know, the silk's amazing. It's just so beautiful to stitch with. So I'm absolutely loving that. So thank you, Elaine. Brilliant present. And I am actually debating. Let me just show you the chart again. I'm just debating what to do about the potion, these bits here in the middle. Now, I am thinking of doing them in a different colour. And I have got silks, the dinky dyes that I'm using for White Winter Moth. And I did think I might just stitch those strands, and I've dropped one now. I'm gonna have to bend down again. Might just leave it there for now, but just move it out of the way so I don't stand on it when I stand up. Use one of those dark greens just to stitch the potion strands in the middle. Going to take it this weekend because Elaine will be at the Chatelaine retreat. Show it to Elaine and see what she thinks. But it is such a lovely stitch. Really enjoying that one. So that was all of my new starts. It was quite a lot. My list is getting longer. I think I started September on 28 or 29 whips and finished one, so got it down to 28. That was it. And I've started October with 32. Yes, so it's starting to increase a little bit, starting to increase. So my usual whips. Let's start off with the Quacker. So there is the Quacker by Star Parade Designs. Fabulous, fabulous chart. A gang of us started this at the Big Stitch last year with the aim to finish it at the Big Stitch this year, by the Big Stitch this year. My aim, I think, for this month was to stitch just under 900 stitches. I'll have shown you what it looked like before I started, and I managed, I think, to stitch just over 900, so making progress. So I finished this one here. Love stitching this one. Of course, it's in purple, one of my favorite colors, so love, love, love. And I started with this one over here to start to make my way up to the top. I think you will agree it looks absolutely amazing. I'm just so pleased with it. So pleased with it. So my aim for October, this will be carry over into October for another 900-ish stitches. And hopefully then I will be on target. I will take it to Stitch in London. So I know there are a couple of people who are on my table at Big Stitch who will be at Stitch in London. So certainly Caroline, who's Caroline Stitch Corner, will be, and also Freya was on that table as well. So I'm hoping that they both bring their Quackers so we can do a photo of our progress. I am stitching it with a variety of colours. It's not planned. I pick a colour as I go, and this is all my Roxy Floss collection. And I've got my little ducky there from Cotton and Clay, and I just pick the best colour from it as I go. I did order a couple last year in mind of some. I think these colours, the orange and the aqua, were all colours that I ordered especially that I thought would go nicely on it. So I have used or will be using those. But just, you know, part of me regrets that I've done it in so many colours, and because I think some of the monochromatic or there's a couple of the girls that have stitched it in just perhaps 3 colours, or doing it monochromatically. I've really had to think, what am I going to do next? Where am I going to stitch next? What colour am I going to stitch in next? And so far it looks okay, and I think it's all worked, but I'm dreading starting stitching in a colour and then going, no, that just doesn't look right. Hoping that's not going to happen and it's going to look great, but it has. I think it has made it a little bit more stressful. I mean, stitching's not really stressful, is it? But making the decisions with the colours has been a bit hairy at times. So yeah, but there we go. But I'm loving that. That is the Quack Along, and it's great to make progress. Loving it. Next up is House on Blueberry Hill. This is by Emily Pengali at Blueberry Ridge Designs, and I'm stitching this with a gang of my friends that I Zoom with every couple of weeks. And we've one of the ladies, her husband has called us the Women of the World, because we are kind of quite an assorted mix of people from all around the world, and it's a great group, and we always have a Zoom call, and a Sal comes out of it some way or another. Sorry, I'm moving around because my wheelie chair is stuck on my DMC chart behind me, so let me just, it's going to bug me if I don't move it. Oh, and then something else has fallen over. Oh, what a terrible situation. Somebody did say to me, oh, who gave her, oh, I think it was my friend Rebecca, who's Lofty Makes on Instagram, did some pictures of her craft room, and it looks amazing. It's just so nice and tidy. She said, oh, but your craft area always looks lovely when you're on Flosstube. And I'm like, yes, you can see what's behind me, but you can't see what's to the side or underneath or over there opposite, or what I'm looking at. You see the nice bit that I want you to see, but yeah, the rest of it, it's all a bit chaotic. And if I can't find something, yeah. I lost White Winter Moth this week. I could not find it for love nor money. And it's in quite a small project bag, and it had slipped right underneath all of the other project bags. It wasn't stood up right. It was flat underneath. Yeah. It took me a while to find. Anyway, House on Blueberry Ridge, stitching it along with my friends, predominantly using the call for DMC on this, but I have got, I've thrown in Midnight for the dark blue from Cottage Garden Threads. I'm stitching this on, I'm hoping I have the fabric in, oh, I have a feeling it is a Swan Bay fabric, and I think, yeah, I can't remember what name it is. I've written it down. It'll be on my Instagram, I can tell you that for sure. Did I write it? It's 36 Count Pemberley by Swan Bay Fabrics. Yeah, I have written it down on something else that's here. And great progress has been made. Here we are. So what have I done? Oh, I can't remember, but I will have shown you the picture because I haven't actually stitched on this for a good week. But I know I've filled in quite a few of these bits here. I've done some more of the border, done a few more of the, no, I don't think I've done any more of the blueberries, but I have done the outline of that house. So that house, I pretty much want to fill in at one of the retreats. So I'll take it on Saturday and I will take it to Stitch in London as well. I'd really hoped that I might get this finished at Stitch in London. I promised the chart to my friend Fanny, who'll be at Stitch in London. So kind of would like to get it finished as well. I just love it. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And I have got another one of the houses. I've got the house on Strawberry Hill, so I will do that one as well, and I'll probably do that on Pemberley as well, do it on the same fabric. And I've been looking at Talking Dog Stitcher, and she has also got House on Pomegranate Hill, which is just beautiful. So that very well might be sliding into my basket, so that I've got that. I do love them all, they're beautiful. Yeah, sorry, you're getting the Zipzer project bags. Oh, I love this project bag. This is a project bag by Oh So Alison, and I won this. She was so kind to gift it to me. I won it, I think it was on her Instagram. Love it. Look at that little cake. Love that. Just, yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Caravan one. It's great for, I thought it was perfect for such a vibrant, summery bluebird house. So, next whip, another one that I'm doing with some friends, this time with some of my friends from the Cheshire Stitchers, and I'm stitching Blizzard. We are all stitching crackers, so we've got a hashtag Cheshire Crackers, or the Cheshire Crackers. We've all probably now got about 4 or 5 crackers each, and as we stitch, we're going to swap them all round so that we will have a huge menagerie of animals. So Blizzard is mine. So far, you'll have, I think there was a photo of where I was up to the last time with this, and I've managed to get this one into a nerd hoop, and I'm keeping him there for now because, yeah, doesn't quite fit. But I think nerd hoops are great, but I do think for me with linen they do leave a mark, so I will only use them now if I'm confident that my stitch is completely within the area of the nerd, and if it's anywhere near the edge, or where I think will be in the frame is anywhere near the edge, I will use my wooden hoop instead. This is my trusty, this is my favourite, this is my absolute favourite wooden hoop. But with this one, so what I have done is I've done a lot of the outline of the tail, and you can see, so at Cheshire Stitchers last time, I think I predominantly stitched that was outlined, and I did that. And I've now done a lot of the outline down here as well, so that at Stitch in London and on Saturday as well at Chatelaine, because Elaine will be at Chatelaine and Elaine's part of this gang as well, I've got lots to fill in. And as you can see, it's in a very pale, it's not in, I think it's in parchment, but there's some whitewash in there as well. I thought if it's on the nerd hoop I should be able to see it better. and get it nice and tight. So lots there to fill in at retreats, and hopefully make some real progress on that. Elaine has finished, so she's done, her first one was Monroe, which she's finished. There are the threads. I'm using all of the called for Weeks Dye Works. Oh, it was grits. So predominantly, I might have to get some more of that at the weekend as well. Predominantly Blizzard's head and legs are in grits, and then there is some whitewash for the pattern on his jumper. Yeah, so Elaine was stitching Monroe first, and she's finished Monroe. I can't remember which one she's working, if she's going on to Maggie May next. Or no, she started Clovis. Is it Clovis? Sue has done a couple already. I think she's done Clovis, because that's now gone to Elaine, and she's done another one as well. And then what's the giraffe called? Oh, I can't remember. But Lindsay, who's the Cheshire Stitcher, has been doing the giraffe, and she's finished the giraffe. All she has to do is the hat. So I feel quite behind with Blizzard, but I think Blizzard has got a lot more stitches in than some of the ones that the others chose first. So hopefully I'll be able to get lots of fill-in done. I love it at a retreat when you don't have to look at your chart and you can just stitch, because then you don't have to concentrate too much and you can talk as well as stitch. Because if I have to count, look at the chart, stitch and talk, it can sometimes go a bit wrong. So that is perfect. The House on Blueberry Hill house and Blizzard, perfect stitching for a retreat. So there we are with that one. Now my whip goes. So my whip goes for September, where Spring Quaker by Lila Studio and Away We Ride by Blackbird Design. So I'll show you Spring Quaker first. So I feel, I'll picture is here. I feel I was making very, very slow progress with this one, but I decided to get out of the basket. Let me show you what I mean. So here we are, huge bit of fabric. This is 36 count Blutiful by Fabrics by Crafty Kate. Over here you can see me doing a bit of stitching on it to see what colours I wanted to use. Now I feel I'd got a bit bogged down with this basket, and I felt I wasn't really making any progress, or it didn't look like I was making any progress, because there were still bits in this basket that needed to be finished. And I thought, I need to get out of that basket. I need to feel like I'm making some progress. So I jumped out of the basket, and this is what I've stitched on my whip go. So for those of you who haven't been here before and who are quite new to stitching, or who just haven't heard of Whip Go before, Whip Go was the creation of a lady called Jessie, and she has got a YouTube and a Flosstube called Jessie Marie Does Stuff. And basically it's a bit like a bingo board. You get 25 squares and with 25 numbers, and you put a project in, and every month the numbers are called and you get 2 numbers, and those are your projects, your whips that you're working on that month. So for me, for each of my whip go numbers, I stitch on the project 5 times. I haven't got a target for how many stitches, because I'm predominantly a paper stitcher. I've just switched over to Pattern Keeper and Markup, and so I can, so like with the Quacker for example, that's on Pattern Keep Markup, one of the two. I can keep track of my stitches on that, but predominantly I'm on paper still, so I can't count stitches. So I give it 5 sessions. Now sometimes that session could be half an hour, because it's the end of the month and I've run out of time, but I do quite like to try and save my sessions for the weekend, or time where I know I can get a good couple of hours in. So this was 5 sessions. I think the last one actually was quite short, but yeah, so this was 5 sessions. I think there are 1 or 2 bits I might have done within the basket when I had the spare thread, but I jumped out of the basket, and I'm just so pleased that I did, because I really, really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed getting this out and stitching on the letters, on the Quaker. Really enjoyed it. So I have changed my colours slightly. If you look at the chart, the Quakers are in brown, and I wasn't as keen on that. And then the letters are in, I think the letters are in brown as well. I wasn't as keen, and I saw a beautiful version stitched up by somebody on Instagram with blues, and as you can see, I did my little tests and picked a couple of blues to use, which I think just look beautiful. And then the letters I'm stitching in Old Purple paint, which is a Gentle Arts, so that one, Old Purple paint. But so yeah, I'm being a little bit more adventurous in picking some different colours, but a lot of the rest of it, a lot of what I've done in the basket is the called for DMC. But super pleased with making some progress on it. And I think that's the great thing about Whip Go. Sometimes, you know, I perhaps wouldn't have pulled this one out, certainly not in September, because, you know, September for me is starting to think about autumn and autumn stitching. And this was very much a spring one in my lovely spring bag. This is a Pauline Saby Bags bag, and it's great for a big project. And that's a Teresa Kogut fabric. So love, love, love. Yeah, so, you know, there's times when I think I perhaps wouldn't have got a project out, but actually Whip Go is making me get a couple of projects out each month. So sometimes I want to stitch on them, sometimes I go, ugh. But I still do it, and yeah, it's making progress. You know, that one is now 18 months old. I started that in April last year, April 2024. So it's slow progress, but I'm hoping now I've got out of that basket, I'll want to carry on and I think it will be quicker with some of those Quakers and the letters. I think I'll make much faster, or it'll look like I'm making much faster progress. So then, I'm afraid this one is a bit crumpled, because I was stitching on it up until the last minute of September, and actually I did more than 5 sessions on it, I will admit. This is Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs. I'm stitching this with some lovely friends. So the hashtag for this one is Away We Stitch. And I'm stitching with Sherry, who's just so Sherry, Rachel, who's the Talking Dog Stitcher, and Lauren from Flossabilities. I think I have probably made the most progress, just because, yeah, well, you know, Lauren is just so busy with model stitching, and Rachel just stitching in general and having her wonderful shop and the Talking Dog Stitchery, that yeah, and Sherry's just got a crazy number of whips, so you know. Here we are. So you'd seen this the last time. I'd done a couple of sessions on it already for September when you saw it last time, but I started to come further up here and turn the corner on the border here. And it is quite hard going, this border. You have to concentrate. So I also have stitched over here as well. I've done some of the writing, and then I've stitched this pattern here, and then I have stitched a few of the doodahs that I hadn't yet stitched in here as well. So this is on 36 count. There we go, 36 count XG Designs Grandpa's sleeve. Gorgeous fabric. I'm sorry I didn't iron it, but it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous, and I'm loving stitching it. There we go. So I did say that I was going to carry on stitching this in October and get it finished for Halloween, but actually that border is there's still quite a lot to do. So I think realistically I will not finish it before Halloween this year. So my plan is to finish it by Big Stitch next year and take it to Big Stitch, because I think Lisa from Atelier Frames will be there, and get her to frame it, so I've got it for Halloween next year, because I'm hoping she will have some really good. Now, I don't know what I've done with the project bag for this one either now. They seem to just be getting eaten somehow or another. They all have a project bag and I don't know where I've put them. I'm hoping she'll have some kind of quite ornate black spooky type frames that would look really, really good. So yeah, I'm not going to put pressure on myself. I sometimes set myself a goal and then realise it's perhaps not that realistic, and so I don't think it is realistic to get that stitched in time for Halloween this year, because I've got 31 of the whips. I've got new starts. Yeah, I've got other things that are coming up. So so those were my whip goes for September. So I did them, completed them, really, really pleased. My whip goes for October. So the numbers that were called were 6 and 17. So number 6 for me is the Rainbow Quaker. I'll just pop a picture up. I haven't got it out to show it to you. From the Vivsters, and the other one was number 17, and that was Feast of Friendship, which is Blackbird Designs, which I'm really pleased about that one actually, because it's an autumn one, so it's great to be stitching on that in October. I don't think that will get a finish. I think there's still quite a lot on that one to be done, but there we go. So I've still got there's still 5 spots. Number 13 has not yet been called. So number 13 is so there's 25 boxes. So there's going to be 1 month where you have to stitch on 3 projects, not 2. And that's always when number 13 gets called. That is the extra one. So that hasn't been called yet. So there are still 5 spots. And those are the 5 spots that are blank on my whip go board that I talked to you about a couple of episodes ago, that I wasn't sure what was going to go in them. But you all voted. I'm at the top 5, so the ones that I will work on when they come up. So yeah, this will be November. So it'll either be 2 in November. If 13 comes up in November, it'll be 3. If it doesn't, it'll be 2 in November and 3 in December. So that's Away We Ride, Blueberry House, The Quacker, Strawberry Fields, and Remember Me. But if any of those happen to be finished by the time I get to that spot, the next one will come. And the next one down on that was Nessie Mitchell. So I have a backup. So there is a backup. So those will be my 5 whip goes for the rest of the year. My other plans, so as ever, lots and lots of plans, lots and lots that I really want to do. I have the chart in my hand 1 second ago. I picked it up to show it to you, and it's disappeared. There we go. It had disappeared into the other room because yesterday I went and had a look on my computer in the other room at the colours that I needed for it to kit it up, what I had and what I perhaps need to get at the weekend from Letitia. Yeah, so my plan, my next new start is going to be this one, which is Merry Autumn Pin Keep from Stacey Nash. I think Elaine bought me this one as well. I think for my birthday, maybe she got me this one and Salem Sisters. I think, can't quite remember. So I was inspired to make a start on this by Tara, who is Sully Stitches, and it's her half birthday on the 6th of October. And I think she's just turned 50, or her next birthday is 50, which obviously I've just turned 51, so I've got over that big 50 now. But I thought I would join her and start on that with her as well. So I think there's quite a lot of people. I think there's a lot of people that I've seen on Flosstube who've said they're going to start it as well on the 6th of October. So I just thought, why the heck not? I've got it, and actually I have got most of the colours. There's only 1 or 2 that I'm going to check with Letitia at the weekend if I need to get them or not. I need to see what they're like. It's a couple of so it's all charted in Weeks Dye Works, and there isn't a DMC conversion. So I think I've got quite a few of the Weeks Dye Works, but there's a couple where there's perhaps only a couple of stitches, and think, well, it's not worth buying Weeks Dye Works for just 10-20 stitches. I might as well just use the DMC. So I've got the DMC equivalent. So, but there were 2 I was like, I'm not so sure about, because one of them is the house. It's quite a big house. So that's stitched in Sandcastle. So I thought I'd have a look at the weekend. Perhaps take my DMC, the DMC equivalent, what I think would look good, and I need to pick a fabric as well and just, yeah, see what I need to get. So that is plan number 1 for the 6th of October. My other plan, so with that Women of the World at Stitch in London, Caroline, Fanny and I all discussed starting Heart in Hand Halloween Town. So we decided we're going to do that. And I know we talked on Zoom about it at the weekend, and I know a few of our friends have got this as well. So I know certainly Jacinta's got it, or she was going to buy it, but a few said that they would also start it with us. Now, obviously, I have my discussion on fabric. So I've got a beautiful one called Aventurine by Fabrics by Crafty Kate. Another one which is November 2023 Fabric of the Month by Crafty Kate. And I've also got a bit of extra design cut off the bottom of Away We Ride, that Grandpa's sleeve. So I've got those 3. I'm going to have a look at the colours. So Caroline has kindly done a DMC conversion for us and sent us that through. So, but I do also know I have got some of the called for colours, because again, this is charted in Fancy Floss, a mix of, sorry, crinkling, a mix of Classic Colourworks and Weeks Dye Works, some of which I know I have, but it's just sometimes I find when you're putting the Fancy Floss together, mixing it with the DMC, it doesn't always come across brilliantly. So Caroline has pulled together the colours that she likes best at the DMC. So I'm going to have a look and have a bit of a play. Again, I have the option if I want to buy anything, I can do that either this weekend or at Stitch in London, because Letitia is at both. Yay! Lucky me. So that will be a Stitch in London start. So that's the weekend of the, what is it, the 11th, 12th, 13th? So yeah, 2 starts already for October. I have absolutely no right to have so many new starts, but I have, and you know, there might be others too. Yeah, I'm getting quite I'm not really concerned with my whip count anymore, and I'm just going for it because why not? And then it was my birthday, and I had some lovely presents. First of all, had I don't think this was strictly a birthday present actually. My lovely friend Thea sent me the Mani Dodonna chart for the night garden. I've stitched the Tiny Modernist one, which I'm sending to her so that she can have that, and she sent me the Mani Dodonna one, and we both had the threads for that as well. But she also sent me a beautiful red Threadworks floss, which is absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful little card, and also an assortment of charts as well that she stitched or bought and not stitched. And actually this one in particular is from Sew ID, and it's I Love Stitching. It's a beautiful drum, and actually it's kitted up with the fabric, the cottage garden thread, which is Hugs and Kisses, and the little button as well. So I'm absolutely thrilled with those. So thank you very much, Thea, really appreciated that. And then I did have some beautiful birthday presents. And I know I'm getting a couple as well from a couple of friends who said that they'll give them to me in Stitch in London. So I'm very excited about that. But so I had already told you about my Dinky Dye silk that I had from Elaine. The lovely Sally, who's Stitchy Sally, also sent me a thread. She sent me a Weeks Dye Works. Beautiful. This is a little bit like Cinders, but a bit not quite. It's quite a little bit different, and yeah, really dark purple. I love it. Sally knows me well. And then my lovely friend Alex, who's Salix Stitches, sent me some gorgeous presents. Now Alex has started doing a bit of crochet, and she sent me this gorgeous little plant pot. Now this is going to definitely go up on the shelf behind me. So my daughter absolutely fell in love with this, and she really wants it, but she's not getting it. It's mine. But she did name her Petunia. So Petunia the sunflower. Isn't she gorgeous? Love, love, love. And although Alex is doing a lot of crochet, she is also doing some stitching. She hasn't lost her stitching book completely, and she sent me this, which is absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful. Yeah. So really, really lucky. Beautiful cushion. And actually, yeah, my birthday present last year was the party bird. So I had to get the party bird up for this year on the shelf because Halloween's going downstairs, so party birds come back upstairs. She also sent me some Tom and Lily Creates threads, which are gorgeous. She sent me some pinks last time, I think, for Christmas, and so those will complement the pinks beautifully. And a little scissor fob that she made. And then I did give my family instructions. You sometimes have to, don't you? And they gave me, so Simon's given me some money for probably for some fabric at Stitch in London, but also they did buy me a couple of charts that I did have on my wish list, so they weren't completely chosen by them. They knew I wanted them. So first one is Ladybug Picnic by Hands On Design. Gorgeous. I have some beautiful Tom and Lily Creates pink fabric that I'm going to stitch this on, I think. Though it's 32 count, so, and I think probably that might need, if it's on 32 count, I might have to stitch that with 2 strands. We'll see. And then this one is beautiful. I think this is a new one because I hadn't seen it before. So it's Stacey Nash, Pretty in Pink, Pinky, and it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And again, it's charted in weeks dye works, but it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, of which I've got most of, I think. Yeah, really, really pleased with that. So beautiful, beautiful presents. I'm so lucky. Yeah, my lovely friends, thank you. And also I did have gift vouchers as well from the lovely Karen and also from Charlie, so thank you, thank you, thank you. I will be spending those at Stitch in London. Thank you. What else do I need to tell you? Well, there's a fabulous freebie at the moment, and actually Karen messaged me just to make sure I'd caught it. So this is Karen, who's Thistle Heart Creations, and she's designed this beautiful little pumpkin pal, and actually this one has been stitched by Charlie Feathers, so it's really cute. And you can find this on Karen's website, which is thistleheartcreations.co.uk. There are also some beautiful charts that have been designed by a group of designers who've called themselves We Are Threads of Unity. And this group are raising money for cancer research, which I know is something that's very close to a lot of people's hearts. I think most of us have been affected by somebody with cancer at some point in our lives. So, you know, quite an important charity. So the designers, I think it's Ruthie at Crow's Feet Stitching who's really kicked this off. So she's got a gorgeous Halloween design. Absolutely love it. Caroline from Haystack Designs has got a chart. Jacob from Modern Folk Embroidery, I think he's got 2. Michelle, Mama Loves You GB, has got a gorgeous, gorgeous Halloween autumny crow one, which I love. Yasmin's Made with Love has got a fabulous one, and Ruthie, of course, and I believe Letitia, who's Corrie's Little Shop, is going to add one as well. Now they are all on Etsy, and the shop on Etsy is called We Are Threads of Unity, so that is where you can buy them, but you can only buy them up until the 31st of December. So go and have a look, because there's just some fantastic designs and it's an absolutely fantastic cause. So well worth having a look. And I know there'll be more than one popping into my basket. Cotton and Twine. So there is a new Cotton and Twine box for October. Mine is on the way. I was hoping it'd be here for today, but it's not, so I could show it to you, but it's not, unfortunately. But I have got some photographs. It's gorgeous. It's a beautiful Scandi style Christmas tree. And in the box, it's got some finishing stuff. So there's a blue backing fabric and some pom-poms for finishing it. Obviously you get the fabric, which you can get either 32 count linen or 16 count Aida in the box, and there's an angel, beautiful angel, kind of Scandi angel in there, and also a chocolate lolly and the usual tea bag. So fantastic box contents. Cotton and Twine have actually got a new website. So it should be much easier for you now, either as an existing subscriber or a new subscriber, to go and order from their website. So you're able to create an account in their website where you can manage your box every month. You can either put whether you want to receive the box or confirm that you want to receive the box. You can pause the subscription, you can skip a month, or you can cancel it. And any new subscribers can subscribe from the first of the month up until the last day of the month to ensure that they get the box. Of course, they now also have their 3 different ways that you can get the box. You can have get the design. You can still get the original, which is the box with all the contents, from either £20 for the Ada or £22 for the linen. You can get just the kit, so with none of the fancy stuff, but just the linen, the thread, the chart and the needle, and that's from £14. So I imagine with the Ada it'll be 14, and the linen will be a little bit more expensive. Or you can just get the PDF, which is £7. So if you're abroad and you're put off by, you know, costs of postage, etc., or you're a bit like me, you always stitch on a different count and you don't really like stitching on 32, you can get the PDF. Perfect. There are some fantastic designs from Cotton and Twine that they offer each month, and there's some fantastic designs coming up. Some of the designers that they've got: Crochet A Go Go, Yasmin's Made with Love, Little Dove Designs, I think, has done stuff for them in the past, but some just beautiful things. And of course the stuff that is designed in-house as well by the Historical Sampler Society is fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. Historical Sampler Company Society, I always get it wrong, you know who I mean. So anyway, that is just about everything that I have to show you for my stitching this month. We're nearly up to an hour. I did promise I'd show you all my fully finishes, so I'm still going to do that. But if you're not really into Halloween, or you think, oh, I've seen them all before, I don't want to see them again, thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time. If you want to stick around and just get a reminder and a little bit of inspiration of what I've stitched in the past, here is the box. Here is the box. So let's go. Yeah, what time is it? I'm starting work, in 20 minutes. So yeah, got to be quick. I need a cup of coffee as well. So Supernatural. This was a stitch along. I joined a little bit late from the Witchy Stitcher. I stitched this on a 32 count. It's an even weaver. Can't tell. It's 32 count from Stitchy Ferret. Fabulous fabric. And I actually use my own colours predominantly. I just went a bit crazy with this. And I've backed this on I've made it as a cushion and left it flat, and I did have a bit of rickrack last Halloween just pinned to it, but I just need to get it, just stitch something on it so that it'll stay on the wall. But I love it, love it, love it, love it. And that was kind of me, the first kind of move away from perhaps more traditional cross stitch. That was a brilliant one for me. Oh gosh, I can't remember some of these now. So this was one out of, I could just see the designer in my head. Oh, but it was out of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. I stitched this 2 years ago. Misty Pennell. I'll put it here. Can't remember, but there we go. Another one out of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. Oh gosh, I can't remember the designers on half of these now. That one is, I'm not very prepared for this bit now. I thought they would all come to mind and I would remember them. I'll be writing them. This one is a Barbara Anna. Barbara Anna, and that was from a Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. So as a relatively new stitcher, when you haven't got a big stash, getting a subscription of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher is absolutely brilliant, because you have access to all of the back issues as well. So if you get an electronic subscription. So when I first subscribed, there was just so much, and there's lots of Barbara Anna, and I loved Barbara Anna stuff. So yeah, I stitched quite a lot of her smalls at Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. Is that a la-di-da? Trick or treat? Trick or treat, smell my feet. Love it. Just mounted on a little board from either Home Bargains or B&M. That's just paper I've stuck on it. And that black bit with the heart at the bottom was already there. That's what the board was like. Love that. Another one from Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. I think this is Sub Rosa, and I've got a little board downstairs. There's something on now. When I take it down, I will pop that on. So I think that was Sub Rosa Designs. I love that witch. She's gorgeous. So another Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. I love this one. So I've got one of these little stands that I pop this one on now. It wasn't originally on a board, but it kept falling off, and the board wasn't the right way round actually. So by the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Love it. And this was some fabric that I dyed myself. I knew just what I wanted, and I wanted it kind of to look like a bit of old parchment, because this is a quote from a Shakespeare play. So I wanted to look like an old piece of paper, which I think I did pretty well. Again, a la-di-da design, I believe. Oh, this is when I first got back into stitching. 28 count, 2 over 2, but it's Trick or Treat, and it's from the Jacko Lantern Jubilee book from Brenda Gervais. Haven't got it anymore. I think my mum's got it actually. She loves those designs as well. But actually, so as you can see, my technique slightly developed as I went from 28 count to 36, and that is one out of the book as well. Now, yeah, actually, when I look at it in the camera, it looks like you can see the hoop marks on that, but actually, when you look at it in real life, you can't really see it. I think it's just yeah. So that was out of the Jack-o'-lantern Jubilee book, as was this little one as well. And actually, started putting some chenille on this and just haven't quite finished it, so it just needs to be hidden away. But yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Oh, and then this is also one of the first things I stitched when I got back to stitching a couple of years ago, because I stitched as a teenager, and then in my kind of before baby, and then yeah, kind of not for a while. So this is a Tiny Modernist Halloween hen, Halloween chick, and again on a board. I've laced it at the back I've laced the fabric at the back and stuck it on with some rickrack and some little buttons. So that again was just a black board, I think bought from Home Bargains or B&M. I think that works really, really well. Really can't wait to get these up downstairs. Oh, boo! That's a hello from Liz Matthews. Again on a 36 count country vintage mocker, I think, with some little pumpkins on the back. Another Barbara Anna. This is a great one. This one stays up all year round actually, because it's more of an autumny one. Again from Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. And then another little one from Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. I don't think I did all of the chart with this. Can't remember why. But if you specifically really, really, really want to know any details about any of these, which issue it was from, etc., etc., please message me and I will let you know. I'm sorry, I haven't been overly prepared on this bit of showing you everything. And then this is one, you haven't seen this one before, because this is one of my fully finished challenges from earlier in the year, and I plan to show you in a big I fully finished lots and lots of stuff, which I haven't yet, so I can't show you yet. But this is one that I have finished and is ready to go up. It's so it's October the 31st. It's from the Winds of Autumn book from Blackbird Designs, and gorgeous. I think I stitched it with a Roxy Floss Co thread, and I've stitched it on a 40 count fabric from Swan Bay Fabrics, and I'll put the name here of which one it is because I can't remember off the top of my head. And I've done that on a hoop, and I've just wrapped some fabric around the edge to make it look a bit better. So love it. So there we go. There are all my Halloween stitches that are fully finished. I have got a lot that are finished but not fully finished, and also that are whips, and I'm not going to show you those. I wanted to just go through again my things that are fully finished and the things I'm going to use to decorate downstairs for Halloween. So there we go. I did that in 5 minutes flat, but please do, if there's anything that you really want more information about, please do ask and I will let you know, because I realise I haven't really told you much. I've just shown them all to you. So there we go. I'm not too sure when I'll get back to you next. I might just leave it till the end of the month now and show you October in one foul swoop, because it is a little bit busy. So we have a concert to go to as well on Friday night. So I bought Felicity tickets to see a band called the Kooks, who are a band from my youth. They were kind of around in my late 20s, I think. So they've been going for quite a while, and but she really likes them, and that was her little present for doing so well in the first lot of exams that she had this year, her first lot of GCSEs, which she had a year early. So that was her little reward for doing so well. So going off to see the Kooks, and then obviously Chatelaine retreat on Saturday, and then Stitch in London the following weekend. So it's busy, and then it won't be long until it's half term, and Felicity will be doing lots of revising because she has maths GCSEs after half term at the beginning of November. So it's busy times, and she's got camps. So she, obviously you all know she goes to Explorer Scouts, which are the kind of 14 to 18-year-old scouts. But she's also just started helping out with the younger ones, with the beavers, who I think they're the 6 to 8-year-olds. So that's part of her volunteering for her Duke of Edinburgh, but also because she'd really like to do it, and she's loving it. And they've got a camp at Halloween, so she can't wait for that. Looking forward to that. And then I think they've also got a space trip coming up as well. They're going to Jodrell Bank, which is it's a big telescope that's not far from here, and so it's kind of a space themed visit. So she's really enjoying that. She's really enjoying helping and all the activities that the younger ones do as well, because she didn't get a chance to do that. We've got a wonderful scouting group in our village, but it's just so popular. It took, put her name down when we first moved back to the village when she was 3. And they just didn't have any space. It's not until she was 14 and she was an explorer that a space came up that she could join. So she's really enjoying doing some of the things that she would have done had she managed to be a little beaver scout when she was 6 to 8. So loving helping them do that. So it's busy with camps and events and things on. So we'll just see. But I love talking to you about my stitching, so we'll be back, and so I will see you when I see you. Have a wonderful autumn. Have a good Halloween for those of you who enjoy the celebrating, eating candy, spookiness. Just enjoy your stitching, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.